Hi, everybody. We are here at the Suchir Balaji vigil in the aftermath of this young man's passing. Now, for those of you that's following the story, perhaps for the first time, Suchir Balaji was a computer scientist, grew up in the Bay Area, 26 years old, worked at OpenAI, and a few weeks ago, he suddenly passed away. It was ruled a suicide in San Francisco, but given the fact that he was a whistleblower as to what was going on at OpenAI, obviously one of the most preeminent AI companies on the planet. There's a lot of folks that are questioning his demise, and I happen to have his parents with me here in Silicon Valley. They have been very public now in recent days about their concern about how their son died in San Francisco. And so first of all, I want to thank you both for joining us. I have Balaji and Poornima, Suchir Balaji's parents with me. Just take us through this whole process. And I know I have some understanding of it as someone who was born and raised in the Bay Area, who have immigrant parents. And obviously your son did fantastically well, went to UC Berkeley, computer science, really kind of the prototypical phenomenal child of immigrants. And yet here you are in a situation, a very tragic situation, and you're asking for the public's help, support, and more answers. So take us through this whole situation for people who are unfamiliar of what your son has been through in recent months.
Sure. Suchir used to work for OpenAI. He worked for OpenAI for 4 years. And then end of 2023, he started realizing that there's a copyright violation. He was on the engine for OpenAI's ChatGPT, and he felt that as long as they were in non-profit mode, copyright didn't matter. What these AI companies do is they get the data from all over the world. What Google or other search engine does is, if there is do not crawl tag, they don't take that content and they don't make the changes. In the AI world, it's not that way. They take all the data. And also my son has explained in his Suchir.net website in his publication, the example he gives is you feed a black and white cat and it comes out as a color cat, and he explains mathematically why that's so. And his concern mainly was the artists and other people, their work would not be respected and there will be a huge loss. As such, right now, if we go and search on Suchir Balaji in ChatGPT, it gives such misleading information. That's because of the algorithm or whatever. I don't have enough knowledge to say that, but my son knew exactly what it was. And he was out here telling that it's not ethical, this copyright violation, it hurts humanity. And what all he did to say that, he went to New York Times on 23rd October 2024 and he gave an interview. He wrote a publication. Then he spoke to Canadian news channel sometime in September. On December 2nd, he was planning to speak with the Associated Press and he was going to take legal action against OpenAI. He met with a copyright attorney as well in the end of October. So all of these things, and also the most important is on 18th of November, Suchir and 11 other people were named as witness for the copyright allegation lawsuit against OpenAI and Microsoft. But other 11 of them, they're not so vocal. They didn't come out and talk so publicly. I'm really upset that New York Times used him and they did not give him any protection. Right within a week after New York Times listed him as a witness, he was found dead. And also the worst thing is, on November 21st, New York Times released the news that OpenAI has deleted the copyright data that was the evidence that was given to the discovery for the lawsuit. They deleted the data, and now my son is also gone. So they're all set for winning the lawsuit. That's exactly what it is. It's also said that my son had the documentation to prove the copyright violation. His statement, his testimony would have turned the AI industry upside down, because all these LLM-based companies, they're doing the same thing. So it's not just one enemy for him. Like, he went against the wrongdoing, as Balaji just now said. Like, AI is like, it doesn't have gear. It's very loose. It needs some regulation. It needs some control. Under these circumstances, our son's precious life has been lost. Within 40 minutes after coming in, medical examiner made a determination without even a suicide note, without having any supporting evidence. He just made a decision it's suicide, and No matter how much we try to tell them, they're not even willing to change it. So what we did when we suspected the foul play, we did hire an attorney. We hired a private forensic autopsy person, doctor. We did the second autopsy. We're still further looking at continuing our investigation and fighting for justice.
Give me your thoughts here on the loss of your son and this whole terrible situation.
Yeah. So when he joined OpenAI, actually we were proud because it's a high-tech and topmost AI company. When he came to a tour with us to Hawaii, I noticed kind of different attitude he was having. I mean, like he was too independent. He doesn't share much information about his company. I felt the culture there is not good for him. I suggested whether he can go to Google or Microsoft, but he was very first 2 years he was happy there, but the third year he had some difference of ideology and started changing his opinion about the company. So that way, I think he was pressurized to some extent. Some frictions were there, ideology there, and he came out with his ex-boss. I mean, he was a founder, Mr. John, and they both came out at the same time. There is a mystery behind his resignation. There is something happened there. He resigned. We know it is ideology difference, and also there is some pressure from the company not to reveal something because he knows a lot of secrets inside the company. So they want to not reveal those things, silence him, something like that. So he could have felt something about that, and he want to go and get support from the news media so that he can get protected. But they didn't. I don't know how far they helped him to achieve goals, but it needs to be investigated.
Yeah, actually, another point that I have in my mind is he is like Steve Jobs of AI. That's what people are saying. He's number one in AI. And if he quit his job after OpenAI, he could have got $1 million base salary per month, per year, sorry. And then why he said he doesn't want to work, he's taking a gap for 1 year. And why did he say he's leaving AI industry completely and he was getting into machine learning and neurosciences? And he was planning to start his own company. So my thinking is this need to be investigated. What kind of pressure was put on him? What kind of, what's behind it? Why?
So to clarify, he was looking to leave the AI industry after working there for a couple of years?
Yes. After work, being so successful, knew the best of AI, he might have been threatened to leave the AI industry because you know what some companies say like NDA and that kind of stuff, right? So what happened is I learned that Suchir met with a copyright attorney and then he clarified with them that he's not violating any laws. And after that, he wanted to take legal action against them. That's what he's told other people. We still need to do thorough investigation done in this matter. There's a lot to uncover. And coming to his death, he had robust finances. He had very good social life. He had strong career plan. He was reaching out to VC for seed funding. He just came back from vacation between November 16 to 22nd, celebrated his 22nd birthday on 21st November. Next day, his life is gone.
So he was 26 years old, that's right. He worked at OpenAI. Was that his first job out of college?
That was his first job.
Take me through the man himself, because obviously parents are very close to their children, and obviously, and at the same time, children can do things that their parents are unaware of. Tell me about his social circle and what he was doing in San Francisco, because obviously it's a major city. I understand he grew up here in the Bay Area, so and where he grew up is just 45 minutes from the city. So tell me, I mean, was he just immersed in the OpenAI culture? Is it 80-hour work weeks, or did he have other activities beyond just working there?
Yes.
He was rock climbing, and then he had a bicycle. He used to bike in the city. He also bought a motorcycle. We've seen the toll violation charges going under Golden Gate Bridge and all that. And he was an avid backpacker. Every 3 months once, he would take an entire week off and backpack. His most recent backpacking trip was in Catalina Island. Prior to that was in Patagonia. And last year he went to Japan. He's very adventurous. He's fun-loving.
Is there any reason that people who may be skeptical, obviously everybody will have many questions about what actually happened here, that he would, lose his life in such a way at this stage? I mean, such a young man with so much promise and already so much success.
Yeah, somebody wants to silence him because he has some secret documents or something which we have to investigate and find. He has a top skills which is very invaluable, to industry, and whoever gets that, he can make it very multi-million-dollar company. So they don't want don't want him to reveal the how to make this AI engine to go faster. So that's why I feel somebody is trying to silence him.
And also what I noticed on the news media channel is Ilya, who worked for OpenAI, who was part of the committee, board committee, right? He was fired last year. He came and spoke on December 15th, and he spoke against OpenAI. He had 2 bodyguards with him, security bodyguards with gun protecting him. So my question is AI becoming mafia, threatening people and killing people? Yes, we know that VCs have invested billions of dollars, but to protect those dollars, do they need to put lives at risk? That's my question.
I mean, this is one of the most valuable startups on the planet, worth in excess of $100 billion and counting, and they've just announced that they're going to change their status from being a nonprofit to a for-profit corporation. So there is a lot of money at stake, and there's litigation that's well documented. For the folks out there who are concerned this could happen to them, I mean, I was here at this vigil. There are about 100 people that showed up, many of whom have children in tech, many of whom have children that went to UC Berkeley. In fact, frankly speaking, my own correspondence with people, I have friends and family that have gone to UC Berkeley, people that have taken the computer science program, who are shaken by what's taken place, who tell me they are also very skeptical about what took place in this situation. And I think this is why there is such a widespread interest in not just the Indian community, but obviously in tech more broadly for the regular person who's trying to get ahead and make a life for themselves. So what do you have to say to all the folks out there who are concerned that this could have been a targeted situation for your son who was trying to be honest and do the right thing?
Exactly. He was so ethical. In fact, like after the New York Times interview, I did tell him, I thought I made him understand, you cannot take this alone on your shoulder. You need to have group of people, and you need regulations, you need collective efforts. His answer to that is, yes, mom, I'm building team. And he started tweeting, and he started asking for like-minded people to join. There are few people who have reached out to us, and Suchir was in touch with them. And like, I just don't understand. I raised him well. We raised him well. We taught him the right values. And he was an amazing human being, very ethical. If his ethics can take his life, what more do we expect from humanity? Humanity is lost.
Yeah, all my friends who are working in big enterprise companies, they are keeping silent. I mean, they don't contact me also. And only the startups and other company friends are trying to support me. So that shows something preventing them to come forward.
There's no question. I've been a journalist for many, many years, and there are a lot of forces that do try to dictate how things go, and people do get strong-armed into silence. And we're talking about big dollars at play, and it's a horrific story for those of us, especially a young man with so much ability. Tell me about his academic prowess for people to understand the intellect, because there's all these debates about immigrants, about the contributions of young people like this who obviously born and raised here, but have natural ability that have been cultivated thanks to the hard work of his parents. What kind of student was he? Where did he go to high school? Tell me about his academic success and his professional success.
Suchir was a gifted child. He was a prodigy. He went to Monte Vista High School in Cupertino. And in 2016, he topped the country in USACO Computing Olympiad. Then, his GPA was kind of low because of his history and biology, which he didn't like. So he decided to take a gap year after 2016, after his 12th. He worked for Cora as a software engineer for a year, reapplied and went back to UC Berkeley. Until he got a job offer, he maintained 4.0 GPA. And he's extremely bright, very meticulous, very thoughtful in everything. And before before they even covered in the class, he'd already got 4 out of 4 in AP Maths, AP Calculus, all of those computer science subjects. It was a piece of cake for him. Lot of his, he asked me an algorithm question at 11 and a half. I could not answer him. And his science paper, which he wrote at 14 years, is about Monte Carlo method. It talks about quantum computing. It talks about VLSI. Where did he get all this? I have no idea. He was incredibly brilliant.
Are you both working in the tech industry now?
Yes, we both are. Actually, 2-year-old, Balaji was going to school, and then we used to talk about Java. When we take him to Barnes and Noble, Java section, he could read words at that time. He would take us to Java section. And if Balaji says, get that black book for me, or Unix, he could read the word. He could read the word and he would bring the books for me. And we used to discuss, he was changing his line to masters. And, I used to share what I know. This little one, 13 months old, used to bring his alphabet books and teach me. 13 months old, picked up all the alphabets within a week.
Yeah, he was a nerd, I can say. So initially I thought he was playing video games, locking his room. I didn't know he's doing contests. He was doing a lot of online contests like Kaggle, and he participated in the passenger screening contest from the government, and he came one of the top algorithm he created for them. So that is used in screening the passengers. So that is when he was in high school. So we didn't know that he won the prize. When I was searching in online after 2 months, his name came. I was searching, what is this? Then he showed he won the $100,000, and that was surprise. He was very humble person. Yeah.
Yeah, even I used to say, I want you to be this, I want you to be this. No, Mom, that's not important to me. I want to serve humanity. That was the last conversation we had. We went for a walk and I was talking to him about everything in his career plan and all. Suchir, if you don't get paid in non-profit, how will you survive? Mom, I have enough money. Won't you want a house? I can buy a house now. What more do I want? How much more do I accumulate? I want to serve people. So it's an incredible loss to humanity, not just for us. And I cannot even believe that this has happened. And in such a tragic way, for such a good human being and capable person, why? We don't know. We don't have information about what kind of threats he could have received, what could have happened to him. We need FBI to investigate very deeply, because we need to get his records from every different angle and talk to everyone whom he has interacted with. It's going to take time, but we want FBI.
Well, I certainly hope you have all of his belongings and all of the evidence starting to get collected. And I'm certain that there's so many people in the community that have engaged with you, will engage with you as the story comes to light. And it's we're heartbroken to hear of this loss, and very, very sorry to hear of it. And I'm very appreciative that you're coming forth to speak out, because oftentimes these stories just move on, and we have so many tragic deaths in this country. And this was a young man with so much promise and just starting his journey, and it's very, very terrible. I'm so sorry again for your loss, and I really appreciate it. We will continue to follow the story, and I know there's countless people that have reached out who are very, very interested in how this is progressing, so you both are not alone in this. Thank you both so much for your time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us over here and hearing what the truth is. We know Boeing whistleblowers were founded in a suspicious way, one of them in a similar way. And we want to stop this from occurring more. And like if someone is a whistleblower, these corporate things, they can just kill them to eliminate them. Before it was just loss of money, other kind of threats. Now it's gotten so worse that whistleblowers are killed. This is not done.
Well, I would love to say this was an isolated incident, but we have heard many tragic stories along the alliance for many, many years. So please stay safe, and we will continue to follow the story as it continues. Thank you both so much.